3-1 test review. We're going to go over a few of the problems. As always, you can check on Canvas for the rest of the answers. Let's start with number 2. The graph shows a bicycle rider. She moves at a constant speed. Find the slope of the line. What does this tell you about speed? So looking here, we need to figure out on our graph, we're going to use the formula rise over run. So we're going to make our slope triangle. You can do any 2 points that you find on your graph. Okay, paying attention here that we are counting on our y-axis. Each one of these lines is representing 20. Okay, so let's make our slope triangle here. We have a rise and run. We are rising from 20 to 80, so that is 60. So rising 60. And we are running, it's starting, we move 1, 2, 3. We're starting at 1 and we end up at 4, so that is 3. This needs to be simplified, so if we divide both of those by 3, we get 20 over 1. So your slope is 20. And it also asks, what does this mean? The 20 represents 20 kilometers per 1 hour. So it's writing it as a unit rate. All right, let's look at number 6. So next page. Number 6, a carpenter is building a set of steps for a bunk bed. The plan for the steps is shown below. Using points A and B, find the slope of the line up the steps. Then verify that the slope is the same at a different location by choosing a different set of points. So we're going to use A and B. The rise here is 2. Our run is 3. So again, rise over run. The rise is 2. Run is 3. So it's 2/3. Slope of 2/3. It says pick any other points. We can use any of the triangles that were already given to you, or you can pick any 2 that you would like. So if I go from A to C, right here, I would be rising 4 and running 6. So if the rise is 4, running is 6, I can simplify that and I still end up with 2/3. All right, number 9. Nyla helps out at her uncle's ice cream stand over the summer. The graph below shows how much Nyla earns for working at her uncle's ice cream stand. What is the rate in which Nyla earns money working at her uncle's ice cream stand? And what is the slope? So looking at your graph, make sure you're paying attention to your scale. On our y-axis, our scale is counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and then your x-axis, each of the 4 lines equals 1. So it's counting by 0.25. If I'm going to make a slope triangle here, I'm going to start at 0, 0. Okay, and I'm going to rise and then run. Okay, double checking for my what it's counting by on the y-axis. They're counting by 2, so 2, 4, 6. I'm rising 6, and I'm running all the way to 1. Okay, so our rise over run is 6 over 1. So the rate is $6 per 1 hour, and our slope is 6 over 1, which also equals 6. All right, number 10. The table below represents points on a line. What is the slope of the line? So we're going to use our formula change in y over change in x. Let's look. If I go from -2 to 2, I'm adding 4. And to get from 0 to 6, I'm adding 6. The change in y is 6. Change in x is 4, which simplifies to 3 over 2. All right, let's look at 11a. Find the slope of the line that passes through each of the points listed. And it gave you the formula. Okay, so let's order. We're going to do, this is my first ordered pair, this is my second ordered pair. It doesn't matter which one you pick. This becomes x1, y1, x2, y2. So all we have to do is substitute our values. So we have 5 as y1 minus a -4 for y2, y1. Then we have x2 is -7 minus 5. The two negatives next to each other become positive. So 5 plus 4 is 9. -7 minus 5. I have two negative numbers. Add them and keep your negative. You end up with -12. And this simplifies to 3 over -4. And let's look at number 14. Transversals, please make sure that you have the vocab memorized for that. Find the value of x, then find the measure of each angle. So these two lines, or these two angles, add together to make 180 degrees. They make a straight line. So I'm going to say that 5x minus 33, that's my first angle, plus my second angle, which is 6x plus 4, equals 180 degrees. 5x plus 6x is 11x. -33 plus 4 is a -29, equals 180 degrees. Add 29 to both sides. 11x equals 209. Divide by 11. And x equals, excuse me, 209 divided by 11 is 19. All right, and let's do one last one. Let's do number 16. Looking at 16, picking out the key information so that you can set up your inequality. An animal shelter conducts an annual fundraising drive. The animal shelter must raise at least enough money to cover their annual rental. So annual rental of $2,500 and a weekly expense of $450. So far, the shelter has received a one-time donation of $125 and pledged donations of $680 per week, which inequality can be used to find W, the number of weeks it can take the shelter to meet the goal. All right, so let's look at their expenses first. So their expenses are $2,500. That is what they have to pay for their annual rental. But they also have to pay $450 per week. So I'm going to add $450 a week. So looking down at my inequalities, I can automatically cross out A and B because they don't match what I have set up. Okay, and then if we're looking at our donations, the donations, they have a one-time donation of $125, plus they have pledged $680 per week. Okay, so that tells me that C and D are both set up correctly. So now I need to go back and check. They need to have at least enough money to cover their expenses. So looking here, these are the donations and these are the expenses. Donations and expenses. And I need to have one of an inequality statement that tells me that I'm bringing in more money for donations than the expenses. So I have to look at the inequality signs. Which one of these tell me they at least brought in enough money to cover, if not more? And the answer should be D. All right, Remember to check Canvas for all of your answers. Good luck. I will see you tomorrow.